separate from your rib. You know you got the right one when you separate, and it just don't hurt in the heart, but it hurts physically. So we separated, and I'm in one place, she in another. I get very, very sick. Very sick. And the Bible calls it sick unto death.
All right.
So I go to the hospital. They tell me I got high blood pressure. They tell me I'm diabetic. They tell me I got high cholesterol. They tell me I got gout. And on top of that, they tell me I'm obese and my kidneys fail.
All right.
Wow.
Then I failed to tell y'all I have been preaching for 4 years.
All right.
Now, God, I'm preaching, doing your work, and you let all this happen to me. You let all this happen to me. I'm laying hands on people, and they getting healed and delivered, and no deliverance comes to me. I know it's kind of hard when we don't get delivered when we think we should get delivered. But on something he gave me, he said, my grace is sufficient. I didn't want to hear that. That wasn't what was going well with me. So I come back, me and my wife reconnect. We reconnected because we both realized something. One, that we loved each other, but two, that we had God on our side, and he was working on me in one place and working on her in another place. Amen? So we got back together. When we got back together, I'm faithing, I'm believing, I'm professing, I'm saying my healing scriptures all day, every day. It didn't come. So now I'm in a dynamic because I'm at a holiness church and they tell me you're not supposed to go to the doctor and get healed. You're supposed to believe God. So now I'm going to dialysis, and it's really hard on you. It's really difficult on you. And I'm sitting in the chair, and God gives me a revelation. He said, why call yourself disabled when I have called you whole? I said, oh God, why are you messing with me like this? You know they transfuse my blood every 3 days. And then he said something, and I know it's a dirty word now. He said, if you were whole, you would work. Now I don't have the energy to work, the strength to work. I'm recuperating one day, trying to get ready to go back for the next day. But I decided I was going to go to the church.
Come on.
And I was going to teach a Bible study. Oh, y'all not following along with me. I was going to teach a Bible study, and nobody showed up. And I wanted to challenge myself, so I went on the dialysis days. I didn't go on the non-dialysis days. I went on the days I went to dialysis. So I'm drained, I'm laying in there, I'm praying, I'm talking to God, went to sleep a lot. You know, but, oh Jesus, what it was, 2 weeks later, I think I didn't do it but 4 times. I get a phone call from the hospital saying, they got a kidney for me. They got a kidney for me. So now I go to the hospital, I get the transplant. Look at somebody said, doctors can't work. So I get a transplant, so now they give me a prognosis, and they said in 7 years the transplant gonna fail. Because it didn't come from a family member. If it came from a family member, it would last longer. Tell somebody you got to work with what you got, though. Because I saw in the Word that He gave me power and authority. I saw in the Word that He said if I speak to the mountain got to be removed. Then I got a revelation that the blood. And if it had been washed a little bit, that means it's got to function just like it functioned beforehand. kidney begins to fail because the medicine wasn't working. I'm in the hospital for 17 days. Do y'all know what blood platelets is? They had to give me blood platelets. And they knew I was a preacher, so they said, is this against your faith? Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me? I said, no, Jesus shed the blood. So I don't care what's wrong with it, give me the blood. And then they gave me the blood plate, 6, and I'm out of it. And my wife would write on the board, God is God. She would write on the board, God's going to do it. She would write on the board, I believe in God. And sometimes I would be asleep all day and I wake up and look at the board. And I couldn't talk, I couldn't holler, I couldn't do any of that. But I just would say, Jesus. I just would say, Lord Jesus. On the inside. Listen. And after I come through that, we went back to the doctor. And the doctor said, I know you was going to make it, but they didn't think you was going to make it. I said, why you say that? He said, I saw what your wife was right up on the board. So now, I got a transplant. Now, I still got hypertension though. Now they say I'm still diabetic though. Now they say I'm still got cholesterol though. So now I said, God, I got to talk some stuff. So I began to speak to all of it. See, when you know you have authority. Nothing is beyond the limitation. The Bible says, and everything was made, he made. And if you understand, in theology, the Spirit of God moved. The Holy Spirit moved. And it made what God said, which was Jesus, the word coming out of his mouth. So now everything he made was made by the one that's on the inside of me.